Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm just gonna do basically a showcase on. It's not the entire, because I have a lot of horror movies, but these are the ones that I just really want to show. Uh, some of them are franchises, some of them aren't. Like, yeah. Let's just get into this. This is something I really want to do. First off, let's just go off. Recently, I made a video covering this specific collection right here, this specific release, and yeah, like I said about it in the other video, if you want to check it out, it's just the Paranormal Activity video, the video, not the one I deleted, because that one was just rushed. I was slipping more words, but stop talking about that. Basically, this is Paranormal Activity. It's obviously not complete. It's there's a seventh movie, and recently came out a documentary. Now, there's a new release, actually, of this franchise, and it's really deluxe. It's all individual cases. It's really cool. It includes the seventh movie that was on Paramount Plus, and the documentary I just talked about. It even has reversible art. Some of them are not too different, but some of them are. But yeah, it's a really cool deluxe, and I'm glad that they're actually giving Paranormal Activity that kind of release. My other thing is hoping for a soft collection. Actually, it's in this thing right here. There's something different about that, though. I'll get into it. But basically, yeah, Paranormal Activity. It's a really fun franchise. You guys already saw what it is. Yeah, the movies, it went from a simple, chill, unique horror movie that utilizes the budget really well to an insane franchise that just become a moneymaker. As of now, it's dormant. There's only 7 movies, but who knows? They might make an 8th one that could, since with this whole nostalgia revival, basically bringing back classic horror movies like with Halloween. Jason so far hasn't had that treatment. Scream had the treatment of that, and it got a lot of money. Plus, I think Paramount owns Paranormal Activity and Scream. So there's that. So who knows? They might be doing that, just a paranormal, semi reboot. We never know. We never know what they're gonna do with the franchise. But yeah, Paranormal Activity. Saw. Who doesn't know this franchise? It's huge. Also, like I said, there's something different about it. Yeah, I basically took the DVDs out, and kept the Blu-rays in this specific area, because this set, oh my god, this set, I'm sorry, the way that they made it is poor. It is really poor, especially on, as you can see right here, this one. It is beaten up. Well, not beaten up. It's really poorly made. Like, this is broken, so it doesn't close all the way. These two things, I think that's how it is. Yeah, these two things don't even close into it. So I have to be very careful with it. But basically what I did is I took the Blu-rays, put them over here, because they're actually these ones aren't personally well made. You can still kind of pull, but they're better than the other one. There was this one area, like I said, over here. The disc just kept falling off, so I just decided to take the DVDs out, put them somewhere else, because they're gonna get ruined in this. So it's not perfect. It bothers me that I have to do this, but sometimes you gotta roll with the punches and just make better, just do what you have to do. But yeah, that's what sucks. But going on to the franchise, it is a crazy franchise. It went through a lot of stuff. Put the slipcase back on. Oh my gosh, my phone fell. It's a crazy franchise. I recently actually I've seen it, but I fully caught up on the first film. Oh my god, it is genuinely a good movie. It is so good. Like, holy crap, the way the story unfolds. And if you think that Saw 1 is just like the others, with torture porn, and that's the main focus, is just torture, I don't even know if I can say that word, frick. Holy crap, am I even allowed to say that? I guess I have to put it, I don't even care, because, I'm not even getting money from this channel. This is more or less just a hobby. But like I said, the first one is not like the sequels. Now, let me rephrase that. some of the sequels are genuinely good too. Saw 2 is a great sequel. Saw 3 is also really good, the way the story unfolds in that one. Saw 5 is my favorite, is another good one. And Saw 6, those are, even the Saw fans, that's like the main ones. Funny enough, I agree, those are my favorites. Saw 4 is, I like Saw 4, but not as much as the ones I just listed. Saw 7 is absolutely crap. And Jigsaw, I like it, but there's a lot of problems with it that I have. But yeah, it's a great it's a really great franchise. Spiral. It was alright. It was fine for a spinoff. I like that it went that route, and it's not. It's focused. It's like set in the same universe, but it's not focusing on that story anymore. I like that. I liked that Chris Rock in it was pretty good. He definitely. It was a definitely. I really like seeing actors that are known for certain roles go out of their comfort zone, like comedic actors playing serious roles, or serious actors going to comedic. Everyone knows that it goes both ways. But yeah, I really like. Yeah, Spiral. It was fine, but compared to the others, it wasn't the best. All right, the next one will be like, come on, like who doesn't know who Chucky is? Who has not seen this little doll? Like, come on, the Chucky. If I can get it out, it's really like sturdy. This is like, it's good. It's a good slipcase or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, like Chucky is like freaking awesome. The franchise, it's crazy to think that the franchise is like still going on. Now, technically, my collection for Chucky wise isn't complete. If I want to fully complete it, I'd get the remake, and then the season 1 Blu-ray or DVD or whatever, for the Chucky show that came out. And yeah, overall, Chucky 1 is not a masterpiece, but definitely a great way of starting off the franchise. Chucky 2, awesome, great sequel. Chucky 3 was, it was all right, but like I like it changed up being a boot camp. I get the whatever you want to call it, military camp. Yeah, I liked it. I like seeing Chucky in that environment, I guess. It was starting to get to the point where Chucky was still getting a little bit more comedic than usual. So yeah, that, and then Bride of Chucky. I really actually enjoy Bride of Chucky. It's funny. It has good jokes. It's funny. It has pretty good kills, pretty good effects too. It also had a Chucky that became Chucky's iconic look more so than the original design. Now, Seed of Chucky. This may be a little controversial, I guess. Not in the stuff that you think. More or less, just I see now a lot of people actually enjoy that movie. I just can't get into it. I can't get into the story. There's some aspects I like. I like Glenda as a character. Chucky's funny. The doll aspect, the dolls, that's good. But, and I kind of like that, Chucky's gone through a lot of phases. It's got through the classic slasher, then the comedic, and then the self-aware part. I really like how it kind of, the decade show, the first trilogy was, slasher. At the time, slashers were really popular. Then Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky, that was the comedic side. That was when horror movies are kind of being more funny and then Seed of Chucky brought the self-awareness. I couldn't get it up, man. The self-awareness into it, that Scream brought into it, with the also comedic, but also being self-aware, with meta humor, but yeah, I really like that. But what drags it down is kind of a weird plot. The jokes do not land well. If you watch it, it aged poorly. You could tell it was definitely it was the popular stuff at the time. Like Redman's in it, Britney Spears joke. Like, come on, like there's a lot of like humor that isn't really popular to nowadays. Some people still find it funny. I just can't do it. Some of the effects is and there's humor that's just crude, like a lot of weird. I don't want to say it, but if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. That Chucky does, and that the main plot is kind of disgusting. Like, I don't like it. Not that I can't handle it. It's just something I don't like. But like, it's just a movie I can't get into. The effects, the kills aren't memorable. The whole, just the overall of the movie is just not my cup of tea. But Curse of Chucky, holy crap! I actually really like that movie. Both Curse and Cult. Cult is a little lower than Curse comparing it, but Curse is like incredibly good. It brings Chucky back to horror, but also puts Chucky in like a gothic environment in vein of the Universal monsters, in a way, the house. But yeah, if you need to see Curse. It's if you think it's crap, no. Like, it doesn't matter if they're direct to video anyway. Like, it's really cool that both of those were made. And Cult, basically think of Cult as the movie wise, the main movie that brought everything together. It brings Nika from Curse. It brings Andy from the original 2 movies. It brings back Tiffany. Both Andy and Tiffany were, teased in Curse. But it just brings it all together. Puts some humor into it as well. It puts Chucky in a sane asylum, which I think is really cool. And then the remake, I didn't like the remake. Sorry, I know it has its fans, but I did not like the remake. Screw it. I can't get that on it. But yeah, that's Chucky. Now, you. I love this franchise, man. Like, oh my god, Jason is awesome. Like, Jason is like genuinely like one of the coolest slashers. His design, his look. Kane Hodder plays him so well. Now, movie wise, he has a lot of like good movies actually. Jason. Friday the 13th one, it's classic, but it gets boring sometimes. It's not what you think. If you think the original is like, you think you're gonna see him, you're not. You're not. It is definitely a movie that's different. Obviously, we all know. At this point, if you don't know the plot or you don't know who the real killer is, you're like completely uncultured. Everyone knows or should know that Jason's mom is the killer in the original movie. You should already know this. It's embedded into our culture. It's like everyone saying, at this point, I think it's like everyone knows Jason's mom was the killer in the original. Freddy goes into dreams. It's like these things in Dracula. His weaknesses are sunlight. Like, it's things that we should already know. If you haven't, if you don't know Jason's killer, then I guess like you should watch it. I really recommend it. But yeah, like I said, there's a lot of boring stuff. It's slow paced. But yeah, Jason is still like one of the most iconic killers. But the sad thing is that so far we have not had a movie since the remake, the 2009 remake. Yeah, that's Jason right there. I mean, there's not much to really say about the movies. They're really the main. They're really easy to get into. Really. They're really like, it's more or less just the same plot, I guess. The sequels is what I'm talking about. Get a bunch of people to go to the camp, and Jason kills them all. Now, there's one that brings a girl with telekinesis. That's really cool. That movie is really cool. I forgot which one it is. Let me see. Hang on. I think it's Jason or Friday the 13th. New Blood. The New Blood. That one's really cool. It's Jason versus someone with telekinesis. It's awesome. I think her name is Tina. Come on. This franchise is... I love Freddy. Like, it's weird that Freddy is he's obviously a child killer. But he is so iconic. He is so funny. He's so cool. Like, Freddy is an icon in horror. Nightmare on Elm Street, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 5, and then Freddy's Dead, New Nightmare. Wes Craven's A New Nightmare. Yeah, okay, here's the thing. Nightmare on Elm Street. My favorite ones is the original, Dream Warriors, Wes Craven's A New Nightmare, Freddy vs. Jason, and with Robert Englund. I think that's it, really. That's like my main favorite ones. 4, 5, and Freddy's Dead are like Freddy. Nightmare on Elm Street 4 and 5 are all right, really. But they don't have a whole lot. I mean, they have a lot of memorable kills, but like Wes Craven's A New Nightmare is actually really cool, though. It did the same thing that, funny enough, Wes Craven did with Scream. He brought Freddy into a self-aware environment, and I really liked that. Freddy vs. Jason, come on. Freddy vs. Jason is awesome. The fights, the seeing Freddy and Jason finally, like seeing that kind of crossover happen is really, really cool. Now we got another one. Not another one. We have another horror franchise that is, it's obviously more modern, I guess, if you could say. I mean, the first one came out 2000. I don't know if it's like modern, but it's the new millennia, something like that. Yeah. I've showed this a while back. That was 2021 of the day before Christmas Eve. Wow, that's really weird to think of. And it's really weird that there's only 5 Final Destination movies. They're working on 6. Now, Final Destination it's plot-wise, like my favorite ones is 1, 2, and 5. 1, 2, and 5. I think that's the ones I really like. 3 and 4 are some of the kills. It has really good kills, but overall they're not the best. Final Destination 3 and 4 the final. It's called the Final Destination, but on this disc, this release, they just called it Final Destination 4. But you know, Final Destination 3, what they did was just bring new characters. It started, and also 5 did that, but it's fine. You can have brand new characters. But like, I don't know. It's just I couldn't get into them as much as I did with the 1, 2, and 5. 5 is like really good. Like the kills, the characters are genuinely good. Some of the acting is like really, really well done. But yeah, Final Destination, there's not much you say. Watch it for the kills, really. Yep, I have the original Walking Dead season 1 on DVD. What can I say about The Walking Dead? It is it's a series franchise. Yeah, I guess it's a franchise at this point. There's a comic, there's a lot of spin-off shows, and there's the main show. Now, I know I need to get the other seasons, but like really, I haven't found the original. I mean, I have to probably like look online for them, but the original Walking Dead season is so good. The first season is like genuinely up there with like probably up there with some George Romero stuff. I say it's not as good as some George Romero stuff. Like, come on. But yeah, Walking Dead, man. Come on. Like, Walking Dead is like really cool. This one's a little weird. Here, let me just put these together. These are my George Romero movies. I don't have a lot of them. Well, this isn't a George Romero movie. This is a remake, but still. So far, I technically only have 2, and that's sad. What they need to do is a deluxe box set. That's like really deluxe to do like all of the George Romero zombie movies. You know, the original Night of the Living Dead. They could do it. It's public domain. Then Dawn of the Dead, Land of the Dead, like something Scream Factory they could do, and then Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Land of the Dead, I think is the next one, and then Diary of the Dead, and then I think Survival of the Dead. So there's a lot that they can do. Here's you can go if you want to see. These are like old stuff. These kind of Dimension Extreme stuff. It's like, but like Line of the Dead was cool. What am I talking about? I'm weird. Land of the Dead was like really, really fun and cool. I like the characters in that. Dawn of the Dead remake. Funny enough, the director is actually a really popular director now. Really, Zack Snyder, yeah, he directed the remake, and I'm not much of a Snyder fan. I don't like him all that much. I think he gets too overpraised, but he did pretty all right with this movie. It pales in comparison to the original. Like, it is not as good as the original, but it's all right. Now, Diary of the Dead. This is a George Romero film that isn't nearly as good as... It's not that. It is not a masterpiece. They really underutilized the gritty found footage. Like, that's cool. I like that. But it's real, like, something people... Like, it's just not really that good, really. I said really a lot. It's just... Man, it is not the best. It is... Like, the characters are forgettable. The kills are, they're all right, but they're not, they don't set the bar up. Like, they don't go extreme. And also, the whole greedy fun footage, they don't do that. It's more polished. It looks like it's all fabric. I mean, it is, but they could have really done something well with this. If you want, like, a good zombie movie that's found footage, I really recommend Wreck. Like, that's how George Romero should have done it. Actually, yeah, that's it. That's all of my main things I want to talk about for today. Horror wise. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this long video. Goodbye.